Hi everybody, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, Group Policy MVP and founder of PolicyPak software, and in this demonstration we're going to learn how to manage Acrobat Pro X using Group Policy and PolicyPak. Let's take a look at the problem here. So, before I begin here and even try to contemplate the over 1,000 settings that they've got here, let's make sure we can agree on something. Right here, I'm running as a regular old standard user. I'm not an administrator, and yet I can do all sorts of stuff that I shouldn't be able to do. For instance, if I go over to JavaScript here, actually, this is something I should teach my users to do, but probably they wouldn't know how to do it in the first place, which is that we want to teach them to uncheck enable Acrobat JavaScript. It could be used as a potential security hole, and I know Adobe says that they've probably closed that problem, but I don't want to be even in the ballpark of a problem. So it'd probably be good if it was checked to then uncheck it. And then that's the first one. And then the more serious one is this security enhanced section here. And Adobe's making a real big deal about this, and they should. It's a really great thing. But what's also true is that by default, this enable enhanced security, while this checkbox is on, this radio button, I'm not joking, is set to off by default for protected views. So let me say that again. This very important security feature that Acrobat Pro X has that should be enabled is unfortunately turned off by default. So gosh, that seems like a real big problem. Okay, let's leave this area and go on to yet another confusing thing for users, the Updater tab. So here you can see the default that is on my installation is automatically install updates. Some people don't want that set by default because you, as an IT administrator, want to deliver the application on your schedule, not them. And if a user, again, I promise I'm just a regular user, they try to click on do not download or install updates automatically, and then they click OK. Well, what's going to happen? Well, as a standard user, they're going to get the UAC dialog prompt in their face. And that's confusing. That's a call to the help desk. They don't have administrative rights to do that. So that just is it's all going to end in tears. So we don't want that. So let's go ahead and see if we can solve all three of these problems. I just want to prove that, by the way, it didn't somehow magically change underneath the hood. It's still, in fact, set to automatically install updates. So let's see. What do we want to do here? We want to uncheck enable Acrobat JavaScript. That's the first thing we want to do. The second thing we want to do is to force on this enable enhanced security. So if a user does uncheck the checkbox and click OK, well, again, that's something that they shouldn't do, right? And then lastly, we want to, just for this example, we're going to set this this application to do not download or install updates automatically. Now, again, there's 8 billion other things you can do here in Acrobat Pro, and PolicyPak does pretty much all of them. So if there's another setting here that you need to set for one collection of users or another collection of users, PolicyPak can deliver the setting and also ensure that users won't work around it. So let's there we go. So that's unchecked. We'll click OK. We'll go ahead and close this app, and we'll head on over to my Group Policy Management Console here. So before we get into the Group Policy Management Console, let's take a look. We've got our pre-configured policy packs here. We're working on a large collection of them here. We've got Acrobat X Reader, which I show in another video, Acrobat X Pro, which is what we're about to talk about now. We've got Firefox and Flash and Java and Link and Thunderbird and just a heck of a lot of great applications that you probably have and have always wanted to manage but didn't know how. But now with PolicyPak, it's super easy. So what we'll do is it's as easy as copying a file. So on the left side here, we've got our PolicyPak extensions directory. And on the right here, we've got Acrobat X Pro, the pre-configured PolicyPak ready to go. And it's literally as simple as copying a file. Oops, I already have it there, so I'm just going to recopy it in. But no need, I already have it there. So I'm going to take the pre-configured PolicyPak file and copy it in to my management machine. That's it. We're done. We're ready to rock. So let's go ahead and all of our eSales users, we're going to create a new GPO in this domain and link it here, and we'll call this Manage Acrobat Pro X using Group Policy and PolicyPak. So right-click, we'll click Edit here, and now we'll dive down under User Side, PolicyPak, Applications, and go to New, App, and what we want to manage is Acrobat Pro, Adobe Acrobat Pro right there. We'll double click it, and Yes, there is in fact a lot of settings here. Let's go first for Updater. So Updater, so what we want to do is we want to do not download or install updates automatically. Maybe you do for some users, that's fine, and not for others. With PolicyPak, it's super easy to configure, say, the East sales users to do it one way and the West sales users to do it another way. But you know what? We still saw that UAC account control prompt in our face, and maybe we don't want users to ever see that. So wouldn't it be neat if we could right click and disable the corresponding control in the target application? So with that in mind, what's going to happen is that it's going to gray out these radio buttons so a user can't possibly screw it up. Let's move on to JavaScript. You know, I know that, like I said, it could be used as an attack vector. So what we'll do is we're going to uncheck this checkbox. But just unchecking it isn't enough. We should right-click and also disable the corresponding control in the target application, thus making sure that a user can't work around the setting. Let's go over to the Security Enhanced tab. And once again, if it's unchecked, we want to make sure it is in fact checked. And we want protected view not off, but for all files. So while we're here, let's once again right-click over and disable the corresponding control here. And we'll also right-click and disable the corresponding control there. So this is all going to be grayed out so a user can't use it. One other thing that you may want to do is to minimize things that users have access to. Let me go back to the application real fast. Let's go back to Security Enhanced, just for fun, just for 2 seconds here. If I go to Edit Preferences and go to Security Enhanced, you see this View Windows Trusted Sites thing? Yeah, you know, I don't know, but I think this is kind of confusing for users to have to manage on their own. And besides, this is stuff you could configure using group policy anyway. So why would we give users the ability to access this here? So I've got an idea. Why don't we literally remove the button completely so that way it's not confusing for the user. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Back in group policy over here on this second on my management station, I'm going to right click and hide the corresponding control in the target application. I'm going to remove the UI element so it's not available for the user. So that's it. I've made my settings changes here. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. All right, and now we're back here. If we refresh here, we'll see all the settings inside the Group Policy Management Console that we're about to configure here, all nice and pretty like that. So now that that's all done, let's go ahead and go back to our client machine. So we'll go ahead and run a command prompt here. We'll run GP update. And again, we don't have to run GP update. We could log off and log back on. We could get a new machine. We could change job roles and get different settings. We could be getting a new laptop. We could be logging on to a terminal server or Citrix server or, gosh, any number of things. Or just wait a little while because group policy just kicks in the background about every 90 minutes or so. But I'm running GP update, and now that that's done, I'll go ahead and close this out. And let's check out our friend Acrobat X Pro here again and see what we find here. Let's go to Edit Preferences. No, we definitely don't want to do that. We can do that at some other time, I suppose. We'll go to Updater first. Look at what we've done. PolicyPak has delivered the setting that says do not download or install updates automatically, and we've grayed out the UI, so no more UAC prompts, no more confusion for the user. So we're delivering the setting and locking it down. Let's go over to the JavaScript guy here. Sure enough, we've unchecked it, therefore making it more secure, and graying the setting out once again, so therefore the user can't click it. Excellent. Let's go over to Security Enhanced, the really big one. There we go. Look at that. We're delivering a checkbox. We're guaranteeing that all the eSales users are going to have this setting and the protected view is on for all files. And remember that confusing sort of Internet Explorer thing that they had available here? We've literally removed the UI so a user can't possibly work around the setting. That's exactly the point. So that's the point of PolicyPak. Delivering settings, making you more secure, locking down the UI so your user can't work around it. We are way, way, way more than an ADM or ADMX file. We are a settings management system. We can deliver any setting, revert it back, and also lock it down. So when you're ready to get serious about locking down not just Acrobat Reader, but all the applications in your environment, Flash, Firefox, Java, all the big ones, we're here for you at PolicyPak. So just click the big old download button on the right to get started. We're here for you. So thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.